How you doing? There was a recent news report that Aaron Rodgers insisted on the Jets organization for the 2024 NFL draft to draft Malachi Corley. And, well, you know how that went. A total disaster. And I'm going to tell you how this happened to the Jets once again in this video coming up. Welcome back. This is Jeff from New York Jets Touchdown in Texas. I appreciate you all coming back. And any new people to the channel, please subscribe down below. And everybody, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate everything you do for the channel. And it does not go unnoticed, and I'll never take it for granted. Okay, thank you for everything you do. Okay, here we go. So there was a recent news article from ESPN, Rich Cimini, that he got information that for the 2024 NFL draft, that the Jets really listened to Rodgers, because Rodgers was really high on Malachi Corley, the wide receiver out of Western Kentucky. He was like, oh, this guy is just, he said that he really liked him for his mindset and ferocity, that he was just, you need to draft him. That's what Aaron Rodgers wanted. Draft this guy. And you know what happened, right? You know how the Jets organization just loves like big time quarterbacks, just Hall of Fame quarterbacks that come to the Jets when they're older, and they listen to everything they say. They will do anything they say. And this is what happened with Aaron Rodgers, because with the old organization with Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, and also obviously Woody Johnson, they always aim to please Rodgers when he came over here. Always aim. Whatever Rodgers wanted, that's what they did. And when Rodgers said that he liked Malachi Corley, oh yes, definitely, he was like, oh yeah, we're getting him. We don't care. We're getting him. Rodgers wants him. The Jets are getting him. Just like the usual Jet debacle. That start from the top, Woody Johnson, and then it trickled down all the way to Joe Douglas, to Robert Saleh, and yeah, they're just guys that have no minds, so just like robots, and they just easy succumb to Aaron Rodgers saying, "Oh yes, you have to draft him. He's going to be great," and that's what they did. So the Jets they took Aaron Rodgers' advice and they traded up. They gave away picks. They traded up to the 65th overall pick and drafted Malachi Corley out of Western Kentucky. And you know what happened. Oh my goodness. Malachi Corley lasted 1 year. He was eventually just recently released because he just was doing nothing on the field preseason or anything else. He had a total. He had 3 catches for 16 yards for a total season. 3 catches for 16 yards. Are you kidding me? I could do that. I could do that in the field. And I'm horrible. And don't forget the famous catch. One of his catches came on Halloween night playing against Houston Texans, and I guess it was like an end around or a short screen. Aaron Rodgers passed it to him. He got the ball. He's running around, and no one around him. Automatic touchdown, like easy touchdown. So yeah, it's gonna be his first touchdown. This is great. Yes. And what does he do? He drops the ball before the end zone, before he crosses the plane, and it turns into a turnover. It goes out of the end zone, turns into a turnover, Houston ball, and no touchdown for the Jets. And Malachi Corley is just sitting there no touchdown now, a turnover, and just ridiculously horrible play. He was like he was flaunting. He was like, hey, I'm gonna score my first touchdown, yeah. And he was just being like immature, and just let go of the ball before he crossed the plane. It goes out the end zone, turnover. Houston gets the ball back. Unbelievable. Just horrible. That was like literally just the beginning of the end for Malachi Corley. Like, he never saw the field again. Like, and he just never earned anything out there. And he just he succumbed to his own, bullshit, his immaturity. And he just never pulled out of it. He never fought. He never got out there in the field and go, I'm going to prove it. No, he didn't. Just horrible pick. Thanks, Aaron Rodgers. Just brutal. And they were. It was well known how like googly eyed and how like infatuated they were with Malachi Corley. Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh and everybody else in the organization. They were like just going, oh my goodness, they just couldn't get enough of him. And they were, and like, obviously Aaron Rodgers had a big factor in this. A big he had influence over that. It's just almost impossible. As soon as he said that he wanted him, it was over. They were going to get him. Doesn't matter what it took. They were going to give away picks, do anything. And that's the Jets, the organization. Just mindless bots. Don't think for themselves. Just sit there and just like, hey, if he says it's got to be good. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a veteran. He's an old timer. We just got to listen to him. We don't have to do our own research or anything like that. We just got to listen to him. And yeah, it's gonna be right. It has to be right. And no, it wasn't. It's a brutal pick. Just ridiculous. Gone. Just a wasted pick, and so it was just like they thought that this guy Malachi Corley was going to be, he was going to be the young guy in the locker room, the wide receiver they needed, along with Garrett Wilson, and they had Mike Williams, the old timer. This is going to be a guy that's going to pair up with Garrett Wilson. It's going to be a 1-2, and he was going for the yak, yards after catch. He was just going to get the ball and run forever and just evade, lose tacklers, just be so elusive and just run and switch lanes and switch movements and just little jukes and just pick up big yards and go and get a lot of touchdowns. That's what it's going to be like. That's what they thought, and they were just totally wrong. They were so smitten and so like blinded by what Aaron Rodgers said and what they thought they saw in Western Kentucky, that they didn't do anything else. They just like, oh yes, get him, yes, just plug him in, it's gonna be great. No, and this guy, like, dude, Joe Douglas and Saleh, they had this guy. On their board, he was a number 4 receiver in the whole draft class. Number 4. Are you kidding me? What the hell are we thinking? Like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, literally, the mindset, just think about it. Just a rational human being, a rational guy, a football guy. Go like, what? They had him over people like Brian Thomas Jr., who went in the first round to the Jaguars. Brian Thomas balled out the first year, 1,282 yards and 10 touchdowns. 10 touchdowns. Are you kidding me? This is the guy that they picked, Malachi Corley, over him. They were rated over him. They were going to pick Brian Thomas because he just wasn't rated high enough. What? And Ladd McConkey, he went early in the second round to the Chargers, and he balled out also. Had 1,149 yards and 7 touchdowns. What? These two guys just going to be elite wide receivers, and Jets just passed over him. Joe Douglas said, we don't need him. Yeah, no. This guy, Aaron Rodgers, said this. Malachi Corley, he's going to be great, so we got to pick him. We got to move up and get him. And what? Nothing. Just ridiculous. The influence Rodgers had is just insurmountable, just so high. And like you say, oh, Jeff, come on. Maybe it wasn't just Aaron Rodgers. Maybe they really thought Malachi Corley was the guy they needed. Malachi Corley was a great talent. Just gonna ball out when he gets to the Jets. They'll give him a little training, a little work, a little reps, and from there on he's just gonna take off and become just a 1-2 punch with Garrett Wilson. No. You know why? I tell you why. Because this is all Aaron Rodgers, and they just got mind twisted up. They just heard Aaron Rodgers said, "Get him. He's gonna be great. I love him." And as soon as he said that, it was over. And I can tell you why. Just saying no. Maybe it was just the Jets. No. You know why? Because this happened also because Aaron Rodgers wanted, when he came in 2023, he wanted a whole list of people to come over with him. These are the guys I want. You have to get him. And what happened? They got them all. From down Woody Johnson to Joe Douglas to Robert Saleh. Yes. They're yes man to Aaron Rodgers. He said it. They got to get him. They got to get them. They got to do whatever he says. And this is who he wanted. Randall Cobb, wide receiver from the Packers, came over, did nothing. Billy Turner, offensive line, Packers, came over, did nothing. Malik Taylor, wide receiver, Packers. Who? Who the hell is this? What did he do? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know this guy's name. And the big one, Nathaniel Hackett, offensive coordinator from the Green Bay. That was Aaron Rodgers' buddy, his offensive coordinator. Yes, this is the guy. He needed him to get over here. He needed him to be over with the Jets with him, or he wasn't coming to the Jets. And what happened? Yes, the mindless bots, the organization the Jets were, they said, yes, let's get him. We have to get him. If we don't get him, he's not going to come over. And we need Aaron Rodgers. So they got him. He came over, and he was just horrific. He did nothing to form his scheme, defensive scheme, around the team. It was all around Aaron Rodgers. That's it. And when Aaron Rodgers was out for the first year, he didn't stop. He just schemed it as like Aaron Rodgers was still there. And the scheme didn't change. He didn't change nothing. And the offense was horrific, was bad. And even when Aaron Rodgers came back, it was the same. It was still horrible. They weren't moving the ball. They're just so like dead and like no movement, no action, no like imagination, no nothing. It was just cookie cutter offense. This, nothing. It was, and it didn't move the chains. It didn't score points. It didn't rack up yards. It didn't get everybody involved on the team. It just didn't work. And they actually took away the offensive calling of Nathaniel Hackett. They kept them, but they gave it to, I forget who they gave it to, but he wasn't calling the plays no more because they just couldn't trust him no more. This offense was horrible. The Jets were losing. They weren't going nowhere. They had to take it away from him. So they did, and this is what Aaron Rodgers wanted. This is what we got. And he also, Devontae Adams, he didn't get him to 2024, but they were buddies, him and Aaron Rodgers, buddies. And he wanted him over, and he came over. Woody Johnson just Googled, we gotta get Devontae Adams. He came over. Yeah, he did okay. He did good. But you know what? He just focused. Aaron Rodgers focused on Adams. Just focused on him. Forget the rest of the team. Garrett Wilson, anybody else. Didn't include anybody else. Just throwing it at Adams. And okay, great. He makes catches. He makes yards. He makes touchdowns. But you don't win games just throwing to one person. You just don't do it. And he didn't want no movement in his backfield. He really did. They really ran it. They ran it so few times. They did pass. This is what Aaron Rodgers wanted. And this is offense wanted. And whatever he wanted, he got. And you saw what happened. Offense was brutal, just atrocious. And the Jets' record was atrocious. And everything else about the Jets was atrocious. Just bullshit. And Aaron Rodgers, what do we have? What's the final, the equation, final, answer at the end of his reign? Okay, injured in 2023. First series, Achilles, gone for the rest of the season. And for the second season, 2024, 5-12. 5-12. Okay, thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. Did a lot there. Great. Yeah, and you just saw like he wasn't the same person in 2024 after the injury. He's older, got injuries. It just wasn't his passing, his accuracy, his timing, everything like that. He was a statue back there too. He couldn't move around, couldn't do nothing. Just not the same person. And this is what we got. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Yes, and he brought over Malachi Corley. He did. He absolutely did. Wasted a pick on that. And Malachi Corley's gone after a year. And just because I'm blaming Aaron Rodgers. Why? I should blame the Jets organization. That's who I should blame. The whole organization. Woody Johnson down. That's what you blame. Why blame Aaron? Aaron didn't twist their arm. He just talked, and they listened because they just had no able to think for themselves or have some balls. Put your foot down and say no. We're going to do it this way. This is our organization. We're going to run this way. You're going to be a part of it, and you're going to help us win. But if you don't want to be a part of it, then you're out. You sit on the sideline. We're not going to have that. It's not going to be a one-person team. This is an organization. This is a team. If you don't like it, then get out. So, but of course not. They didn't do that. Of course not. Of course not. And you know what? This just wasn't Aaron Rodgers. Also, like I said, every Hall of Famer, veteran, old timer, they just went googly eyed and just like, oh my god, like a trance. They were all in a trance, hypnosis. Yes, we have to do this. We have to do whatever he says. Yes, this happened not only with Aaron Rodgers, but with Peyton Manning. What did Peyton Manning have to do with the Jets? Nothing. But they listened to him. Manning recommended former Denver Broncos offensive coordinator Adam Gase for the Jets head coaching vacancy in 2019. As soon as he called up Christopher Johnson, because Woody Johnson was in Europe somewhere doing ambassador stuff, he called Christopher Johnson and said, hey, this guy, you gotta get him, dude. This guy was amazing offensive coordinator. This is why we won in Denver. You gotta get him. I put 100% stamp on him. You got to get him. You can't go wrong with him. He's gonna get you a winning team. He's gonna put you in the playoffs. So what happens? As soon as he hung up the phone, Adam Gase, you're hired. Get over here. Adam Gase hired. The new coach of the Jets. Yes, this is what happened. New coach of the Jets. And as soon as he did the third interview, you know it was gonna be a debacle. He just knew him. Just seeing him talking, just his attitude, his demeanor. And when he got on the field, just was not a coach. Just like did not coach the whole team. Was sat on the sideline with his chalkboard, by himself, drawing up plays, not talking to anybody, not trying to coordinate everything, not trying to be a CEO, a coach of the whole team, and just clueless out there. Everything about him clueless. And then did as what? Gase, 9 wins and 23 losses over 2 seasons, 2019 and 2020. For 2019, 7-9. For 2020, 2-14. 2-14. What? Just brutal. What? We couldn't wait to get him out of here. That was the worst head coach decision ever. Worst head coach. It had to be. There was maybe few that co-type maybe, but oh my God, this is pretty close. And Peyton Manning said, "Oh, he was so great." Alan Gase didn't do nothing for you, Peyton Manning. You're already great. You're already a Hall of Famer. You're already elite. You're already Super Bowls and everything like that. What are we talking about? He didn't do nothing for you. He couldn't tell you what to do. You're the mind, a genius football mind. You didn't need him. All you need him to get you coffee, maybe iron your clothes, maybe warm up your seat, take notes. That's all he did. He didn't do nothing. And then he call up and say, "Oh, this guy's so great." They sabotaged the Jets. Sabotaged them. Did it on purpose. Probably for his brother Eli, because he's a giant. Unbelievable. And we listened to him. Like mindless bots. Of course. This is what we get. I blame the Jets. The Jets organization. And it's just ridiculous. It's infuriating. Infuriating. And now we play this guy next week, Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, Sunday. And, I can't wait just to go in there, and I just hope we beat him down. We just push him down to the ground, push his face to the ground, sack him like 10 times, few interceptions, fumbles, and everything like that. And just take this game and walk out of the stadium with a win. And have Aaron Rodgers limp off the field and just lament all the things that, he said about the Jets. And just not, just putting this voodoo on the Jets. Along with everything he did. He didn't do anything he did. He didn't give us a winning record. He didn't he gave us Malachi Corley, who was horrific and did nothing. Gone after a year. Got us all those people from the Packers. Did nothing. They did nothing over here with the Jets. Got Nathaniel Hackett. He was horrible offensive coordinator. Everything he did was horrible. I just can't wait to go in there and beat him. And it might not make a big difference, whatever, but for me it will. And I'm just sick of the Jets. This is definitely the only reason Malachi Corley is here because Aaron Rodgers. And it was a disaster. A disaster. Okay, so let's see how to get this out. I'm just blood boiling. I saw this recent article. I was like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. He strikes again. He's never leaving his presence. His presence is still around the Jets, stinking up the MetLife Stadium and everything like that. Just get him out of here. Can't stand this guy. Okay, so put it down in the comments, chat. What do you think? Do you think I'm right about this? That it was Aaron Rodgers who had a big influence to get Malachi Corley? And do you think that Aaron Rodgers totally did nothing for the Jets and just pushed them down and just made them go back a few steps, so it's going to take longer to get back to where we need to? And also, I hope that, like I said, this whole organization I blame, but I hope this new organization with Aaron Glenn, Muiji, and Angsham and everybody like that, I hope they are different. I hope they learn from the lessons, put their foot down, and don't listen to these old-timer veterans, Hall of Famers, and just, go into the Hall of Fame, walk off into the sunset, and have your day. Please don't come over here. We want to be a young team, a young, hungry team, a young, hungry, winning team. And I hope he really, sits on that and doesn't go back and become what the last organization was, just mindless. Okay, so put it down in the comments. Everything you want to talk about, I'll comment you back. I appreciate everything you have done for this channel. Anybody new to the channel, please subscribe down below. And everybody, please hit that like button and all the comments and the view time. I love it. I appreciate it. And we're coming up to the first season of the game against the Steelers. I can't wait. I know you're psyched. I'm psyched. Let's get this going. Let's go. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of all the news, everything like that. Let's get games going. Let's get this going. Let's stomp on the Steelers and come out with a win and walk away with the win, 1-0. Let's go, Jets. I'm psyched. Let's go. Okay, so this is the end. I will see you next video. Probably put a few more videos for the first game. And so this is the end. You know what comes next. That's right. Let's go, Jets. Beat the Steelers.